On the outside, the Swift sports a sleek and modern design. Suzuki have introduced a new Horizon design line that wraps around the vehicle, creating a sense of motion. Rounded shoulder lines give it a sporty edge, while the iconic Suzuki badge proudly sits at the front of the bonnet. Lower headlight positions and L-shaped daytime running lights not only enhance visibility, but also add a touch of sophistication. And check out those clear rear tailgate lights.
A LISTNR production.
Hey there, it's Andrew Shao with you. P-plate drivers in Victoria have the highest crash risk as soon as they get their licence, especially on regional roads. Data from the TAC and the RACV shows drivers aged 18 to 25 account for 18% of road fatalities in the state. The RACV is recommending some extra training, and driver education manager Sylvia Morris says it's not only P-platers that can benefit.
At RACV Drive School, we have a range of lessons to suit different types of drivers, from those beginner drivers to international licence converters, and we do also offer discounts for RACV members as well as discounts for anyone that's purchasing packs of multiple driving lessons as well.
It comes as National Road Safety Week gets underway around the Goulburn Valley and Gippsland. Police will be out in force around our local roads to detect and deter any speeding motorists. Well, it's not been a good start to Road Safety Week. A female passenger has died during a collision in Trafalgar and Gippsland overnight. Emergency crews were called to the scene after reports 2 cars had collided just before 6 p.m. One vehicle rolled off the road and down an embankment. Another 4 people were taken to hospital with serious injuries. And the family of Kylie Sanders, who died in Yarrawonga back on Anzac Day, attended a rally against family and gender-based violence at the foreshore on Saturday afternoon. Kylie died after police say she tried to intervene in an altercation and was struck by a car. Hundreds turned out for the rally, which heard from a number of victim survivors and advocates. Police will continue to saturate roads around Gippsland and the Goulburn Valley as part of their National Road Safety Week program. It follows a horror run in recent days that's left a number of people dead, one of those in a collision in Trafalgar and Gippsland. Assistant Commissioner Glenn Weir says most of these deaths were highly preventable.
We are still seeing the predominant cause of most of the road trauma in Victoria as a single act of non-compliance. Something as simple as rolling through or not stopping at a stop or give way sign, being distracted or speeding.
Meantime, a man had to be taken to hospital after a crash in Pine Lodge, east of Shepparton, yesterday. Childcare is still a major issue for parents right around South Gippsland. Many centres say they won't have places free until next year, while finding qualified staff is also proving an issue. Local Nationals MP and party leader Danny O'Brien says it's getting to crisis point.
We need those workers. We need the opportunity for people to feel engaged and be active, and it's a significant issue that the governments at both state and federal level need to be working on in South Gippsland to ensure that we do have a better availability of childcare.
Briefly, the Services Australia van's visiting Yarrawonga today, and next week's budget will include more than $700 million to increase the capacity of Victoria's prisons, with tougher bail laws set to lead to more offenders across our regions being locked up. The Australian Road Safety Foundation has launched their Fatality Free Friday event for 2025 with a focus on properly chopping down the death toll. It's increased every year since 2021, with Victoria recording more than 280 deaths in the 12 months to December last year. Chair and founder Russell White says it's time to change what's been happening for the last 4 years.
People just don't think the risk is real. They don't think it'll happen to them, or the bad choices they make somehow won't have a consequence. And they may not today or may not tomorrow, but somewhere along the line there's going to be a price to pay for that choice. And so I think what we're trying to do for this campaign is really amplify that fact that road safety is a choice and it comes down to the individual.
It comes after a tragic few days on local roads, a driver killed in Wangaratta South, as well as in Trafalgar and Gippsland. While a positive sign for the Liberal Party, they're projected to retain the Gippsland seat of Monash with Mary Aldred. It's been a long week and a half of counting by the AEC. She's beaten out Russell Broadbent, who was running as an independent after losing Liberal pre-selection. Briefly, a man's expected to be charged on summons following a series of bushfires in Shepparton and Mooroopna. Detectives arrested the 76-year-old man on Monday. And regional businesses are invited to nominate for the third round of funding from the Victorian National Business Events Program. Grants of up to $40,000 are on offer for groups organising business events around the state. Applications close on May 23. There's little to get excited about for our farmers across our regions, with a weekend cold front unlikely to bring any useful rain. And while it will lead to temperatures falling to the low to mid-teens across Gippsland and the Goulburn Valley over the weekend, Miriam Bradbury from the Bureau says there won't be too much in the gauge.
We are going to see a few showers moving through as we go into the weekend, bringing low to moderate falls to southeastern Australia, but unfortunately not the widespread soaking that's desperately needed in many areas.
Erin Patterson's trial continues this afternoon in Morwell. An expert who looked over the beef Wellington leftovers told the court yesterday that she couldn't find any evidence of death caps. She only came across field mushrooms. Erin maintains her innocence and has pleaded not guilty to all charges. Briefly, the Committee for Greater Shepparton Group says it's keen to work with the freshly re-elected Labor government to strengthen the local community. They say Greater Shepparton sits at the heart of Australia's food bowl and is vital to Australia's food future. And police weren't kidding when they warned they'd be out in force across our regions targeting speeding drivers this week. In fact, 530 motorists were clocked above the limit statewide on Monday alone. 80% were doing between 10 and 25 k's an hour over the limit. The blitz was part of Operation Action, which was part of National Road Safety Week. The Victorian State Government secured enough crossbench support for its Emergency Services Fund. Its passage through the upper house was all but assured yesterday after ministers struck a deal with the Greens, who claim to have secured a range of amendments, including exemptions for drought-stricken farmers. The proposed scheme, which will replace the existing fire services levy, could see landholders paying up to 200% more. State Nationals leader and Gippsland South MP Danny O'Brien's not impressed.
Farmers have every right to be angry. They were facing a 189% increase, and the government's done a grubby deal with the Greens that still sees them pay a 150% increase. I mean, you can put lipstick on a pig, but you can't tell me it's pretty. This doesn't make much difference at all.
The trial of Erin Patterson continues today in Morwell. She's accused of feeding 4 relatives a poisonous mushroom meal in regional Victoria in 2023, but has pleaded not guilty to charges of murder and attempted murder. Yesterday, one of the 15 jurors was dismissed after reports emerged he'd discussed the case with friends and family. Greater Shepparton City Council are hosting a walk for road safety on Sunday as part of National Road Safety Week. Attendees will hear from emergency services, learn more about safe driving practices, and have a chance to honour those affected by road trauma by placing a wish card on the hill at Victoria Park Lake. And the Goulburn Valley's missed out on a new round of drought relief from Spring Street, though much of Gippsland is set to benefit. Looking at what's happening in sport now, and it's been another big weekend of local footy across our regions. To the Goulburn Valley League firstly, where Kyabram and the Shepparton Swans remain the only unbeaten sides after round 6, with solid wins over Echuca and Euroa respectively on Saturday afternoon. Seymour meantime made short work of the struggling Tatura, who are yet to claim a win this season. And the Gippsland League action, Moe won by 130 points over Druin, while Traralgon are moving up the order with a big win over Warragul. The Parrots also toppled the Tigers by just 9 points. To sport now, and another big weekend of action in the Big V basketball for our region squads. Shepparton have made it another winning weekend after toppling Camberwell 90 points to 77. They now sit comfortably in 5th on the Championship Division ladder. Meantime, Gippsland United remain completely unbeaten after toppling Warrandyte by just 3 points. But a tough challenge for them awaits this weekend when they take on fellow unbeaten squad Coburg. And briefly looking to the Coast Talent League footy action, and the Murray Bushrangers girls have lost out to the Northern Knights by 52 points, though the Gippsland Power squad toppled Geelong by 17. As for the boys, they lost out to the Falcons, while the Bushies had the bye. It's a big night ahead for the Gippsland Stars in the Victorian Netball League with a big clash on the cards. After last week's loss to the Bendigo Strikers, this time out they're going up against Burundara Express as the Stars aim for their first win of the year. The action kicks off tonight at the State Netball Centre from 8:30. And briefly to the Central Victorian League soccer action, where Shepparton United's women have toppled Strathfield's A 5-2, while Shepparton South went down 3-1 to Tatura. As for the men's action over the weekend, all 3 Shepparton squads walked away with victories. To sport now, and loads of Big V basketball action to come across our regions this weekend. The Shepparton Gators will be keen to continue their winning run of form in the Championship Division. They're hosting Hume City on Saturday night at the Shepparton Sports Stadium. As for Gippsland United in the Division 1 men's comp, they're sure to face a tough challenge when they hit the road to play Coburg, who are also unbeaten this year. The Gators get out on court from 7 p.m. on Saturday night and United at 8 p.m. And briefly over to the Coast Talent League, where the Murray Bushrangers girls take on Sandringham. As for the Gippsland Power girls, they face the Calder Cannons, and the boys will be going up against Sandringham Dragons. Another big round of local footy coming up tomorrow afternoon. Let's head to the Gippsland League firstly, where Sale are likely to have a tough time of it when they face ladder leaders Moe. Wonthaggi v Bairnsdale meantime could prove a solid clash, while Warragul will need to be on best form to down Leongatha. Druin meantime desperately need their first win of the year when they play Traralgon. And in the Goulburn Valley action tomorrow, Kyabram and the Shepparton Swans remain unbeaten. They're taking on Mooroopna and Shep United respectively, while Echuca v Mansfield could prove a tight contest.
Unleash your vehicle's power beyond limits. Discover our exclusive range of Yuasa automotive batteries, engineered for unparalleled reliability and performance to power your journey like never before. Battery World. Power your passion.